Good evening. Welcome to the Forex Pro Charts weekly analysis for the week of beginning April the 17th, 2011. This week we're going to be examining the Euro GBP pair. Okay, looking at the Euro GBP pair, this is the monthly chart, and we see that price currently is just below the monthly armpit. Now this is the monthly resistance armpit, and there is a very large area here. This is much larger than we have on any of our other charts, and you can see that the area of that zone is actually bigger than the area between the two monthly armpits. So we are expecting some resistance here at this monthly armpit level, as you can see by the series of stacked zones, but we would expect, before price reverses long term, we would expect it to move up closer to this weekly armpit, and there still is quite a bit of room for movement. You can see though that price has not been able to close above this monthly armpit yet, so it has breached it over here. We'll look to see what it has done so far this month, but so far it is remaining, it is closing below that monthly armpit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly chart. Okay, so looking at the weekly chart, we see that price did move up and actually breached this monthly armpit, but then closed back below this week. We're going to take a look at, we did have a trade on this, a successful trade, and so we're going to take a look at that. On the hourly chart, we also talked about it in our results video, which is also posted on YouTube and on our site. But we can see here that this zone does have a clear pattern on the weekly chart. It is the first of three stacked zones, but has the advantage of having this monthly armpit running through it, which we felt would strengthen it, in addition to this very clear, strong pattern on the weekly chart. The risk was fairly moderate on this zone, although you do need to remember that with the Euro GBP, the pips are more expensive per pip than they are with the other pairs. It's more like a 1.6, 1.7 ratio rather than a 1-to-1 ratio. So therefore your risk becomes more expensive and your profits become more profitable. This next, if should price come back up and move up to this next zone, this zone is not particularly strong, and I don't know that we'll be trading it necessarily. You don't see the pattern on the weekly chart, and there is a fairly significant risk, which combined with that higher pip value will probably make this very unattractive to most of our traders. We would prefer especially to wait, because this zone is a more attractive zone. It still has a fairly significant risk at it, but there is a very clear pattern on the chart, and you are a little bit further away. So we'll talk about these in more detail when we get there. For right now, we have seen price bounce off of the 60-minute armpit in this zone, and we can go ahead and take a look at that on the daily chart as well. Okay, so looking at the daily chart, we can see that at its origination, price moved very strongly out of this zone, and that is something, as you know, we like to see. We like to see this nice move down in price at the origination. And again, we would attribute that to this monthly armpit here. So now price has come back up. It did bounce off the daily armpit, then came back up to the 60-minute armpit, where it just moved straight up and then came back down, and so far has moved out of the zone, but we haven't seen for sure which direction price will take. Looking at this a little bit more closely, you can see where price spiked through the monthly armpit up to the 60-minute armpit and then came back down. Now, if price moves back down here, we probably will not see that this week, but you can see that this zone is fairly far away. It does have the ratio, obviously, that we need, so we probably will be trading it because it also has a nice, very small risk. So should price move precipitously down this week and reach this zone, then we would be looking for a trade at this point. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trade we had this week. Okay, this is the hourly chart. We see where price came up to, spiked a little bit through the monthly armpit, consolidated right around there for a little while, then moved up to the 60-minute armpit, and then moved very, very nicely back down. This was a total move of 113 pips, and some of our traders may still have the final portion of their trade open. So we saw here price move down. You should have been able to close out your first portion at the 20 pips that we recommend you take. Many of our traders will have closed out the second portion of their trade right here, which would have been about 60 some pips. Some of you will have closed it out at 50 pips, using that as your limit automatically. Many of you use the daily armpit as your take profit point for the second portion of your trade. And then, as you see, after retracing slightly, bouncing back off the daily armpit the other way around, then price did move back down, came back up, bounced again a little bit off of the daily armpit, came back up. So we're going to look and see this week which direction price would take. We would expect to see it continue down, although, as we said, we probably will not reach the support zone this week. Should it come back up, we will not be trading. Probably not be trading this. Only our more aggressive traders, most aggressive traders, would be trading the 60-minute armpit again. Price did move out of the zone, but we've not reestablished ratio, and so we will not be recommending a trade on this zone again unless it does reestablish ratio. So that was our analysis for the Euro GBP pair. For more information or to subscribe to our full analysis and charting services, you can go to www.forexprocharts.com. There you can see the full analysis on our 10 major currency pairs. You can also subscribe to our charts, which make it much easier to trade the Forex Pro Charts way, and you can get those charts with the zones already placed on them, downloaded for you every week, or available for download every week. So, as we said, for more information, you can go to our website, www.forexprocharts.com. You can get a free week-long demo, and good luck trading this week. Thanks for your time. See you back next week.